Yo, 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 yo. Let me turn this bitch up. Hey, Herb. What's good, man? It's been a minute, you know what I'm saying? Since I reached out. The kid been going through some things. Actually, the man been going through some things. Um, Alhamdulillah, man, I just want to say rest in peace to my father. Um, Pops, I hope your transition was smooth. And I miss you. I love you for all the things you taught me. And that's word. Especially in this world, man. Not too many black men can say that they were molded by another man that had figured out the keys of maneuvering in this era of systematic racism. My pops was he had a good full life, you know. He had a heroic life. He's a war hero. He was drafted, had his dreams snatched from him, and I watched him pick up the pieces and fight to have sanity and feeling and emotion. Um, he was a very, very jazzy dude, and I think I learned a lot from him. You know, so I just want to tell Pops, you know, I love you. Thank you for everything. And once again, I do truly miss you. You know what I mean? That being said, you know, my channel is in its very, very infant stages. Um, like I haven't even broken out the camera or anything like that I've purchased to actually get shit popping. You know, right now I've just been focusing on the radio show. Um, Hot702.5.com, Blue Room Radio, check in. You know what I'm saying? Tap in with us. Uh, you can follow the Facebook Live page as well. I don't got no flame. I don't know, man. Like, it's just one of those things, man. You know, I think life is in sections. You know what I mean? And I'm just in a different section. Word is bond. I'm in a place where I just gotta. Well, I'm literally realizing that all the different elements of myself and past experiences were leading to this moment. You know what I mean? Shout out my Dukes, a real queen, man, and she's always taught me how to deal with the negative. You know, the kid, man. I had a rough night last night. Get pulled over out of the car. I had the top down. I was feeling fly. Just going to my man show. Shout out Chrome. Um, Especially if you're out here in the 702, man. You know, we got to do better. You know, I am originally from Brooklyn. You know, I grew up here in Las Vegas, back and forth, and finished up high school in the 775, man. Shout out everybody in the North. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I feel like it's mad talent here. Only difference is like, we don't click. You know what I'm saying? There's no network in the city. So what me and Mines is doing, man, we on some networking shit. So anybody in the 702, man, that's trying to pump out this music content. You know what I mean? Get on some revolutionary shit, whatever you have it. We just not fun fugazi or the dumb shit, man. So just fuck with us. Tap in, like I said, and it's Blue Room Radio. We represent the city. Uh, Hot702.5.com. And, you know, just tap in. Blue Room Radio, just a whole bunch of other, you know, highly high quality shows, I would say. It's a lot of good content. A little bit for everybody, man. You know what I mean? So tap in. We off the little promo shit, but you know, I've noticed that a few people have came by and checked out some of the videos I did when I was just exploring the idea of putting up my type of content on this idiot, the new idiots box, which is the wide web. You know what I mean? And that's no disrespect to anybody. This is just a new wave of content, and be mindful of the games and the schemes that are being developed right here in front of your eyes to take this newfound freedom and make it harmful to us, for lack of better words. I'm not gonna jazz it up. That's what it seems the entities involved in running and our everyday society, they always seem to take something that is just dubbed beautiful by the people and for the people, and in some kind of way it becomes detrimental to us. I personally think the internet will be different. I'm optimistic that when I watch my godson, and when I watch my girls, when they're on the internet, man, they're not as fickle. Um, they they don't know, they only know endless content, and that's a double-edged sword. And people like to hawk on the negative, but it comes back down to who's controlling your household. I started this video sending a shout out to my pops, and I'm an old school cat, man. I probably don't even got the best phone. I'm not gonna put myself out there like that. So forgive me if the quality isn't what it should be. Um, I'm working on the things to do what take care of all that. Yeah, that shit's coming. But I definitely just want to tap back in. Um, and briefly, and anybody that sees this, just know, man, that it's some real shit coming. I've been studying the algorithms. It's not about making money. It's not about trying to flex or be cool. I see a lot of cats on their channel taking a very pompous stand when they discuss things, and what me and my team is about is just we're chasing a feeling that made us fall in love with a certain particular aspect of black culture. You can call that urban, you can call that hip hop, you can call that golden era, call it funk, call it psychedelic, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And that's what we chasing, man. We chasing an ideal situation to whereas young black and brown kids can come up in a culture that's not only represented of, in representation of them, but they have some ownership in. And it's not one of those things that says, "Hey, man, buy everything black and our lives will change." I understand that we first have to create the mindset while developing the infrastructure to be able to realize the term "buy black." You see what I'm saying? And like I said, man, this shit is levels. There's levels to this. What we're here is we're about unity and connectivity. This world is not going to change broken up into individual tribes. We can't go back to tribalism. It's not that simple. You know what I mean? Um, Communication is key, and I think that this new wave of content is that. When have you ever been able to really express how you feel to someone that you idolize and seems like they're light years away? I just think that, like, young people hear it a lot, but they're really in a crazy world where they can do whatever they want. But young people don't share this world alone. I also want to challenge a certain generation out there, the lost generation. They used to call us Generation X. Said the world was going to end when we all got out of high school. And I wonder if that gave us a sense of complacency. Like, it's even in the streets, man, there's younger OGs than ever before. And what you gonna do with your second act, man? Malcolm came to us on his second act. He rose to power in his second act and became a black god. What you gonna do in your second act? Y'all know niggas was hard. Niggas that went and did bids in the pen. Niggas that came out. Your shot caller, your big baller. And I just watched a beautiful black woman who was wrong for putting her hands on a man. But I watched her get her ass beat like it was the ninth round of a fucking title fight with a man that had drawn a gun on her, assaulted her, and knocked her cell phone out of her hand. I got into a fight with a female in college once, and I was wilding. So I did hit the, cell phones wasn't all that back then. Yeah, get that shit out my face, right? Asking me about another female's number, that trifling shit. I was on some fuckboy shit, and get that shit out my face. I hit the phone. They tried to give me a domestic for that. You know what I mean? They said that I think they had like terrorist like threats, all type of wild shit, kidnapping. It's a form of kidnapping when you disarm a person's ability to communicate. I'm watching. I'm watching, and shout out to those men and women that move a certain way. But I feel like black people, man, we need to start looking out for black people because we look out for white people. We look out for Hispanics. I truly believe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like we not all gonna get along, man. We all kings and queens and shit and descendants of great things from other tribes. Our tribes could have been at war for how long by the time we migrated and came here. All I'm saying is this. It's 2019. It's 2019, especially cats on the West Coast where I'm at now. Uh, we got to do something to leverage our spending power out here. Anybody on the West Coast will know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not talking about the Bay Area. I'm not talking about the LA County, right? But there's black people all throughout the Great West that make these states pop, and there's very few representation. Very few, very far and few representation. And you take that however you want to take it. But this generation is mentally weak, and it stems from generations before. So it's not as simple as saying all these young boys is this and this and this. When I was a kid, I hated the fact that I felt like cats that, if James Brown and Al Green was your nigga, it was like you hated the fact that Hove, Tupac, and Biggie and Nas was our niggas. Like, it was always weird to me that they couldn't see the connection. Some of them cats in the '60s that was wearing suits and so-called clean cut was beating females' asses and shooting niggas and doing all type of drugs and committing all kind of fornications and wild shit too. And we live in a real like fishbowl of a society. So I don't know, man. Everybody's watching each other moves and shit like that. Everybody's looking into other people's sex life and shit like that. And I just think that's some cornball shit. You know what I mean? When the most leading scientists of the world said that we're already past the point of no return in the way we've treated our home called the Earth. But I got a lot of people that are regional to the fact that they're from LA, the South Side, and Chicago, Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Like, come on, man. We humans first. And this Earth, a certain part of our society, or certain people in this society, was tasked by the forebears of this Earth to take care of it, to manicure it, and to make sure it's always a living, beautiful thing. And we can call it racism, we can call it slavery, we can call it all type of things, but there's two forces, good and evil, and whatever element is in your way when you're truly trying to create greatness and good things, we need to start calling a spade a spade. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm not doing. I'm at this stage right now in my life where it's like, yo, we gotta be working. If we ain't working towards something, nigga, we ain't doing nothing, and we dying out here. I got white brothers, I got Latin sisters, I got, you know what I mean? It don't matter, man. But we gotta come together, man, and start making some shit work for the people that think and act of a certain way. You know what I mean? Because we all we got. And it's gonna be us versus them. Wake up, man, pay attention. You know what I mean? Pay attention. Because it's little things that we can do to take our shit back, man. Starting with fashion, starting with content. You know what I mean? I know people don't really watch TV like that. You know what I'm saying? I know intelligent people, men and women, that get a lot of content from the internet, from individuals that may not have even went to college. But the truth is the truth and a lie is a lie. And I heard a wise person say that nothing sounds more familiar than truthful words to the human ear. So sometimes you don't have to know. Just follow the fact and trust in the fact that God created you to be a beautiful, anointed being. It's the world and the people around you that make you a fucking piece of shit, an asshole, an adulterer, a fornicator, a pedophile, a gangster, a politician. You're a human. We need to start acting like that. And those are wise words from a man that's no longer here. And I just wanted to speak some of that. I wanted to speak some of that into existence. And like I said, it's going to be a while, man. Give me a minute. And I'm really about to take this channel to a more proper level. And we're going to get some shit done. You know what I mean? So, hey, man, peace and love. Man, the kid is out. Deuces.